Clone Commando Gregor is now in Hot Toys, and I have a few thoughts. Now, Hot Toys have been releasing a load of Hot Toys exclusives for Star Wars for Clone Troopers. We're going to talk about most of the Star Wars Clone Trooper specifics, and how I'm not the biggest fan. Now, we'll get to that, but firstly, the figure itself, it's looking beautiful. Now, it's got the Hunter body, but it looks like it's slightly beefed up from some of the previous releases, and I'm enjoying how that looks. The 212 markings look incredible. The light up feature that has the paint on visor looks beautiful too. The digital camo on certain sections of the armor looks beautiful. He is a figure that's going to pop on your shelf. He's going to pop in the display. It's going to look magical. Just like Gregor, I suppose. But we really have to talk about this being an exclusive. As an exclusive, the number of pieces, the number of accessories just aren't really there. He doesn't come with a vibro blade like any of the Clone Commandos do. Very upsetting. Doesn't come with any droid poppers, doesn't come with like any diorama pieces, doesn't come with any of the droids that are in his episode. There's nothing extra about this guy, there's nothing other than his presence. There's nothing extra, there's nothing new that we haven't seen before. And it's a bit of a shame. And as it's an exclusive, they've been ranging from 2,500 pieces to 3,000 pieces. Some of the Vaders have had 3,000. That's an okay number. This is on the lower side with the 2,500, and I'm really not the biggest fan. There really should be more. When it's something like a clone trooper, when it's something like a trooper, even if it's a named character, or even especially if it is a named character, there should be more. An exclusive should be kind of like the dueling Vader, where it's a specific piece that not everybody's gonna buy, and is like exclusive for a reason. This is only exclusive because they didn't want to make too many pieces, and I'm not the biggest fan of that like business model. Make to order if you want to do it that way, so you can only make the specific amounts. This is like an arbitrary way to like bring hype to a figure, so it'll immediately sell out, so you don't have anything in like the daily deals section on Sideshow. And I'm not the biggest fan of that, I'm not gonna lie. But I think this is a pretty good looking figure. I don't hate on the Commandos as much as a lot of the other toy collectors do. In terms of the Hot Toys one. The Republic Commando, the Bad Batch, all of them, they all look incredible. But like the Hot Toys with the skinnier proportions, because it's just ripped off Hunter, a lot of people don't like that. But I think this looks incredible. I love how it looks. So it has a beefy body, but it's got like the inbuilt textures of the Clone Troopers from Hot Toys, so they can move great, you can leave them in poses. It's not like a superhero figure like I've spoken about previously, where like he can only do museum poses and then it breaks. This thing you can chuck about and it's going to be a magical time. Armor might get in the way, so when you go to purchase, if you go to purchase, just keep that in mind. But if you buy Clone Troopers on the regular anyway, you know exactly what the deal is. He's got some storage compartments, he's got some extra bits. You can take his gun apart for hopefully when we get accessories for his... I can't remember the name of the... I'm a fake fan, I can't remember the Clone Wars names, the Republic Commando gun name. But the blaster, it's not a DC-17, but of that nature. They have been recently going down the line of making named Clone Wars characters and named Clone Troopers, which I really like, and they've been going back and making some other ones like Cody. So the fact we're getting more named clones, I really do enjoy. But it's the exclusive banner that is really like frustrating me as a collector, because it makes it so hard to find pieces, unless it's so exclusive because it's so not sought after, it's easier to find. Like, I got Dueling Vader like a month after release, and it only had 3,000 pieces. I think it looks beautiful, but not many people are buying it. So that makes sense why that's an exclusive, because it's like an art piece that not everybody's like thinking in their mind they need to buy. Whereas this, I feel like it's going to sell out quick. The Clone Troopers always do. There's a massive Clone Wars following. Hell, it's like half my channel. I adore it. A lot of people in Star Wars enjoy Clone Wars and Clone Troopers and Clone Commandos and Republic Commando. The list goes on. So I'm releasing this video quite late after its release, so much so they announced this either just before or exactly the same time as they announced Superman. I've already done a video down for that. If you haven't seen that already, I'll put a link in the description. But it either shows they didn't have faith in this figure or they knew because of the backlash of the exclusive banner. They were just throwing it out at the same time. But I do know Hot Toys also like to do mass releases, mass reveals, almost like, so it's like a mini event of the day. So they had a stealth Iron Man release at the same time, so like 3 went out the exact same time in terms of reveals. So it's like this big moment for Hot Toys, you know, like it gets every like side of fandoms are like looking at Hot Toys going, oh, that's nice, I might buy that, like it's options. So this was one of the options they revealed today. But I've wanted to focus on the Superman because that was brand spanking new, we hadn't seen it before. Whereas this is another Clone Commando. No, don't get me wrong, love Clone Commandos, I have a few on order myself. And I have Hunter, so I have the OG that they made. But what it means is that at least we are getting some Star Wars love. It's just, how many times am I going to say exclusive banner? Yeah, or like 2,500 pieces this video. It's genuinely frustrating when figures that look as nice as this are so hard to come by, and then on third-party markets, whoo, that price is gonna be big. It's gonna, I don't know what's gonna explode more, Gregor or your wallet, because it's Clone Troopers skyrocket in price depending on its like fame anyway, or like depending on how sought after it is. This one might not because it's a Clone Commando, a Hot Toys body. The Clone fanatics do struggle with that one a little bit more, but I personally think that this looks beautiful. The extra camo sells it so much more. The 212 markings make it pop so much, and then because of the different colors, the visor pops even more. So this is going to be a massive standout for the collection. So I will try and get it, because Gregor is such an interesting character. He's a clone who's just snapped from the amount of TBI and CTE over the years, and I think that's a magical way to look at it. But yeah, it's causing a lot of concerns for me in terms of the marketing direction they're going with Hot Toys. They're making things so exclusive all the time that it no longer feels exclusive. To me, it just feels annoying. But that's more because I hate buyer FOMO, and Hot Toys causes a lot of buyer FOMO. So, yeah. I will say though, the proportions are looking good. The figure is looking good. I really like how this looks. I do feel like they have beefed up the upper torso a bit, like those bicep guards look a lot bigger. But like it still fits in the Hunter body mold, so they haven't went too Republic Commando. They've stuck with the Clone Wars vibe, which for Gregor works because he was never in Republic Commando. But obviously, for when we get things like Sev and the rest of the team from Republic Commando, people are still going to be a little bit upset, which is completely understandable. But at that point, you don't want to change all the figures too much, because then half the figures are going to look Clone Warsy or the Bad Batchy, and then other half is going to look, Republic Commando. So now you're in a situation where you can't win, which is a weird situation to be in. But we're here to talk about how the figure looks. The weathering effects look incredible. This guy has clearly been through the ringer, and this is only early days of his career. So this guy will work in your Clone Wars display. He could probably work in your Republic Commando display if you just went for Commandos. I don't know how many people are doing that, but it's very Bad Batch. So if you have your Imperial Commando, or if you have your completely plain white Commando when he releases, he's going to fit with both of those perfectly fine. You can put him with Hunter and the gang and stuff with that as well. Even though he doesn't wear the full shebang in the Bad Batch, he's got there's no helmetless version. So it's kind of this is clearly more for his specific Clone Wars episode, but you can headcanon him into other collections, which I usually do anyway. So if I get this figure, if I have the opportunity to get this figure, he's going with my Bad Batch and Clone Wars collection. I'm kind of just blending them all together, and it's going to be a magical turnout. And he's going to look completely different in the best possible way, because those colors are very unique to him. Especially with the digital camo, it all feels very unique. It feels very... For a clone, especially for a Commando clone, he is extremely individual, which I really like. So they've captured that really well in terms of Hot Toys. But sweet Mother Mary, can we please stop with the exclusives? I sound like a raggedy old man who's so bitter, and it's because I am. But I sound so bitter at the fact that every time I say that exclusive thing, even if it's the best figure on the planet, I just want to tear my eyeballs out, bro. So, long story short, stop the exclusives for clothes, please, for the love of sweet Mother Mary. But let me know your thoughts. What do you think of the figure? What do you think of the exclusive banners? And what do you think of the Commando clones? But I love yous and leave yous. Much love, my dudes.